Um, Let me see. I thought it was a sloppy game by us. That's why we lost, in my opinion. Thought our opponent was a good match, but I thought we played a careless game with the ball. That goes for a few weeks in a row now that we've done that. We did get some turnovers today on defense. There was a positive in that regard. We had some stops on defense. It was good, but we as a football team, we're not playing well, and so. And some of the unselfish behavior that's going on with the after play extracurricular is going to stop, or they won't see the field. So anyhow, I'm encouraged by the fact that we get to play again next week. We need to take care of business ourselves because I think we're our own worst enemy. And when we do that, we'll get back on our winning ways like we did the first couple of weeks. Questions?
I mean, your defense has put in a couple sudden change situations there, but Breland Speaks leads the league in sacks. You guys are getting pressure. What can you say about this defensive effort so far this season?
I don't want to divide the team, and I think saying one side's doing good and the other's not divides you. We need to play together. Look, the first couple games we were playing good defense and winning ball games, and so we need to do exactly that. Certainly the few players that are continuing to play hard, like Breland, like you mentioned, there's a few other players as well. And even on offense, there's some guys really busting their tail. But there's some guys that are holding us back a little bit, and we'll identify those guys because, like I said, I think we're not only playing an opponent the last few weeks, we're kind of playing ourselves, and we can't have that. If we eliminate that, then we'll give ourselves a much better chance to win a ball game. But for right now, that's what's going on.
And then offensively, you made the switch to Carson Strongly in the first half, as you guys have been doing, but then you stuck with him through the second half. What did you see from him? What kind of
it didn't go as well as I'd hoped. I thought it'd give us a little shot in the arm, and it spurts. It did, and I certainly don't want to do things like if I had gone back and forth, something like that. I just don't think that's what you do. We do have 5 games left. If it was the very last game of the season and you're trying to do it, then put the other guy back. If that's the case, but it's not. So we needed to finish the game with the change that I made. The plan was to wait till halftime, but at the time we were down by 7. I didn't feel like the defense was really on their best at that time. I thought maybe a shot in arm would be to get the quarterback change and maybe drive it down and tie it up. That didn't happen, but that was the hope. We did come out the second half and get the ball, as we've had 4 out of the 5 games. But again, we don't do anything with it. It'll still be a quarterback competition. We'll still talk about it this week, and we'll still be able to let you know who's going to start at the end of the week. But I don't believe any performance was convincing to say this person is the guy. But right now I'm just looking for unselfish guys so we're not continuing to be our own worst enemy. I mean, and every team would like to say that. Go put the tape on, and you'll know we are our own worst enemy. When times are critical, we'll get a 5-yard false start. Times are critical, somebody will punch somebody. Times are critical, and we drop the ball. We fumble the ball. Last week we're still in the game, and we fumbled a kickoff. It's just things like that. There was nothing, again, not to take away from our opponent, but there was nothing they really did to make those things happen. Well, I guess you could say, but not really in my opinion. I mean, we got to have some self-restraint on some things. So, but that will take care of itself this week. Yes, sir.
I know there's a lot of talk about the quarterbacks, but it also seemed like the rushing game seemed to be pretty inadequate.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, what, 12 yards? Yeah, that's pretty inadequate, I'd say. You're right. All I can say is we got to get that going. We got to get that going. I mean, they can talk about the quarterback and all, but when your running game's not going, it's hard to be a quarterback. So.
It seemed like the line kind of got dominated all throughout the game.
Yeah, I thought some of the protection wasn't too bad most of the time. I mean, when it gets ugly like that, you'd expect it to be more. I would say that from the line standpoint of protection, I thought our guys did a better job rushing. Now I haven't seen the film, but anyhow, yeah, we got to be able to run. If you can't run the ball, it's really easy to play defense for the most part. Yep.
Coach, a few teams have been in contact with rookies. Obviously, you guys drafted some offensive linemen. Do you have any updates on that maybe you could keep?
I don't have any to share with you, but I will say that you're accurate in talking. We talk to our guys all the time. But there's no, we've already signed one offensive lineman. We signed Levi Bell the other day. I think Levi's going to be a real good addition. Kai, I don't want to butcher his last name, okay? But anyhow, Kai, number 21 for us today, he's a player we just had the other day. And it wasn't a draft choice, but he's a player we added that's really going to help us. I'm really encouraged by the guys we've added. I think they're our kind of guys. I think they're unselfish players, and they're good players. So like I said, I'm encouraged. We got 5 games to go, 2-3, not exactly what you'd like, but like if we'd been 0-3 and then won the last 2, we'd be sitting there thinking, wow, this is the greatest, this is so good, isn't it? We were on the right track. Still mid-season. Look, if I'm not mistaken, in the XFL, there's 2 teams playing for championship. One's 9-1, the other one was 4-6. Last year, I think the Stars played in the championship. What would they go? 5-5? 6-4? Come on, help me out a little bit. All right, help me out. Anyhow, that's not that far away. So we'll, like I said, we'll stay optimistic and we'll, see if we can rectify things. But I believe it's within house. That's what it needs to happen.
Last question.
Obviously not too many positives to take from today, but Breland speaks, 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks. He had one heck of a game. What do you take away from his performance and his leadership on the defense?
You know what I love about Breland is the number one thing I like is that he works so doggone hard. And I would say before that, it's really important to him. It's really important to him. And he gives tremendous effort. I think a lot of his plays come off of just sheer effort. The best players in the NFL play with great effort, and I think if he wants to get his shot and going back one day, he probably will have it. His motor is running at a level that I think is making the difference for him. I really do. He's got talent, but there's a lot of guys with talent out there. And there's a lot of guys big and strong, fast, all that good stuff. But the ones that play with a real passion like he does, that play tough all the time, I'd love to say they stay with us for a long time, but they usually move on. So, but I think Breland is being a team captain as well. One of the things about it, the players vote for the captains, and so when they voted him captain. I mean, they must have seen it because we vote way back when we didn't even play a game, so they had an idea what kind of guy he was as well. But I'm really proud of Breland, the way he's continued to fight.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Okay, thank you guys.